Hello everyone and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chase Chrisley MIA while family does interviews. Bad blood? Chase Chrisley has been MIA from being public with his family much since their pardon. However, now the family is doing interviews and Chase is nowhere to be seen. Fans are wondering if there is bad blood within the family that is making it this way. Chase is doing a lot of things on his own and seems to be busy. There is a lot to unfold and uncover. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Siblings have to take over before parents get pardoned. Savannah Chrisley had to take care of her younger siblings while her parents were in prison. She gained custody of them and spent her time raising them. She would always say that they have a child who will fight for them. This left out Chase, so it always made fans wonder if Chase did not care if they were out of prison or not. However, he seemed to be keeping up with Nanny Faye and making sure she had everything she needed while staying close to her. However, Chase has been missing from a lot of family things lately, and fans are wondering what is going on. Chase Chrisley MIA during interviews. Bad blood? The Chrisley family recently did an interview. However, Grayson and Savannah were the only children there. Fans were wondering where Chase was. They are also now wondering if they have bad blood within the family that is stopping him from joining. It is unknown why Chase was not in the interview. Maybe he was just busy. It seems as though Chase could just be busy with everything he is doing in his life right now. However, fans think there could be some bad blood within the family. Savannah stepped up a lot for her parents and younger siblings. Maybe she feels like Chase did not do the same. However, they never let any arguments go on social media. So if they did happen, it is unknown. What do you think about this situation? Do you think there is bad blood or that he is just busy? The Chrisley family has never been strangers to public attention. But lately, something's been off. As Todd and Julie Chrisley's ongoing prison saga continues to dominate headlines, their children have been making the rounds on talk shows, podcasts, and streaming interviews. Savannah Chrisley, in particular, has become the family's de facto spokesperson, championing their innocence, sharing updates about her parents' health and prison life, and teasing upcoming reality TV projects. Even Grayson and Chloe have made brief, heartfelt appearances alongside her. But there's one notable absence in this parade of public appearances: Chase Chrisley. While Savannah sits on daytime couches, holding court about family struggles and victories, Chase has been missing from the frame, absent from interviews, podcasts, and even joint social media lives. The last time he appeared in a formal family setting was months ago, and fans are beginning to notice the curious disappearance. For a family that's built their brand on transparency, or at least the appearance of it, the sudden silence from Chase has raised eyebrows. He hasn't been completely off the radar. He's posted sporadically on Instagram, usually sharing snaps of his dog, his car, or his workouts. But there's been no coordinated PR front with his siblings, no sit-down interviews with Savannah, and certainly no heartfelt updates about Todd and Julie. That gap has sparked questions. Is Chase quietly distancing himself from the Chrisley PR machine? Or is there something deeper at play? Maybe bad blood behind closed doors? The sibling shift. Before Todd and Julie's sentencing, Savannah and Chase were often seen as a unit. On Chrisley Knows Best, their dynamic was one of playful bickering and sibling pranks, with Savannah often casting herself as the responsible one and Chase as the lovable troublemaker. But in recent months, the sibling energy seems fractured. When Savannah launched her Unlocked podcast and began taking the reins of family storytelling, Chase was a recurring guest until he wasn't. Listeners have pointed out that after a few candid episodes where Chase openly admitted he was processing the family crisis differently than Savannah, he seemed to vanish from the show entirely. Savannah has addressed his absence only in vague terms, saying Chase is handling things in his own way and doesn't always want to be in the public eye right now. But fans aren't convinced this is just about privacy, especially when Chase has no problem sharing his personal life on his own terms. Theories swirl. Naturally, the rumor mill is spinning. Some insiders speculate that Chase isn't thrilled with Savannah's approach to advocacy, feeling she's leaned too hard into the media circuit. He may believe the family's legal strategy should play out quietly rather than in the public. The strain could be financial. With Savannah now the primary caretaker of Grayson and Chloe, and the one steering the family's public narrative, Chase might feel sidelined in decision-making or even resentful about how responsibilities have been divided. Then there's the more personal theory. Chase could simply be burned out. The endless interviews, the constant reminders of his parents' situation, the pressure to keep up appearances, it might be too much. People process grief and stress differently, and Chase has always seemed more private about his emotions than Savannah. Hints on social media. Chase hasn't explicitly addressed any tension, but some of his recent posts have been interpreted as subtle shade. In one Instagram story earlier this summer, he posted a cryptic quote, "Just because they're your family doesn't mean they have the same heart as you." That was enough to set the comment sections ablaze with speculation about sibling drama. Did the quote refer to Savannah, or was it about extended family members? Without context, fans could only guess, but the timing was suspicious, landing right after Savannah did a high-profile TV interview without him. Savannah plays diplomat. When asked directly in a recent podcast about Chase's absence, Savannah gave a carefully worded answer. Chase is good. He's just taking some time for himself and focusing on what makes him happy. We're all navigating this differently, and I respect that. It was diplomatic, almost too diplomatic. The lack of warmth in her tone left some wondering if she was simply papering over a rift. Chase's possible new direction. Another factor could be Chase's own evolving ambitions. Since the family's legal troubles began, he's hinted at wanting to carve out his own path, possibly away from reality TV. Sources close to the situation claim he's been exploring real estate ventures and other business opportunities that have nothing to do with the Chrisley brand. If true, that would explain his selective appearances. Aligning too closely with the family's ongoing public drama might make it harder for him to be taken seriously in the business world. A family in transition. The Chrisleys are clearly in a transitional phase. Todd and Julie are still serving time. Savannah is anchoring the public side of the family's fight. Grayson is trying to finish high school under the weight of adult responsibilities, and Chloe is adjusting to a new normal. Chase's absence might not be as sinister as fans suspect, but it is telling about how the family is coping in different ways. Sometimes, in a family storm, the loudest person becomes the spokesperson while the quieter ones withdraw. It's possible Chase is simply retreating until he feels ready to re-engage, or until the circumstances change. The PR problem. Still, his MIA status poses a PR challenge. The Chrisleys' public image has always been built on togetherness, with every member playing their part. The more Chase stays out of the media picture, the more it disrupts that image and fuels speculation. For fans who have followed the family since the early days, seeing one of the central players step back is jarring, and it leaves Savannah carrying the narrative weight alone. That's a lot of pressure for one person, especially in a climate where every word is dissected. What comes next? Whether the reason is tension, burnout, or a strategic pivot, Chase's absence can't go on forever without some kind of explanation. Fans will either get an honest answer directly from him, or they'll keep creating their own. And in the world of reality TV families, fan theories often become the unofficial truth. For now, all we know is this. Chase Chrisley may not be sitting next to Savannah on the talk show couch, but his absence speaks louder than any interview. Whether it's a temporary break or a sign of deeper family fractures remains to be seen. Until then, the Chrisley family drama has a new subplot, one where the missing sibling might just be holding the most important piece of the story.